Alright, so just finished the stream, the Friday stream of Stormgate game. Not looking on my own technical issues and all other sorts of events which happened on the way. I am trying to make a conclusion that I can work with later on. So I played Stormgate for 10 hours completely, I believe. That's the time I had for it. In the same time I also streamed it. You can watch VODs in the Twitch, but most likely they will be down as soon as they are down, or they just will be gone some moment. We'll look through them all during the Saturday and Sunday. That's tomorrow and day after tomorrow, while looking at Katowice finals. Yeah, the question is, how do I feel about Stormgate at the moment? So after 10 hours of playing, I firstly choose which faction I will be. My bias were mostly on Infernals, which, as you see, I have played and I have grinded. I successfully grinded myself to a silver league, which is like in between two leagues, starting from a 0 point. How it felt? Well, it felt like a new, fresh thing. There are new units, new mechanics, new plays, new counters, but there is already some sort of meta play. There is some sort of like things you must do to survive against certain enemy. For example, I don't know, if you play versus human vanguard, you have to respect that he has that scout unit which will try to null on your imps, on your miners at the first minutes of the game. Therefore you want to build like a pig farm right next to your mining thingies, so that gives you supply, in the same time free units that can get rid of the scout in case it's becoming aggressive, right? Or if you play like mirror matchup Infernals, then you must start with a Gaunt, which is the guy with a horny hat or whatever it's called, and he's spreading the plague, because that's how you can get extra units and you can start pushing. And well, most likely that's what the opponent is doing. It's not like everyone's doing that, but pretty much everyone's doing that, right? Because that's a strong unit on its own, not really, but if it's behind one brute and there are two Gaunts, then you with two brutes or three brutes can go wreck yourself in one place, because that most likely will be bad trade if everything's microed right, and there is continuous supply and you are, for example, on the defensive, then it's even better. Or if you are on aggression, you go throughout the resource camps and whatever. How I feel about the resource camps? Completely normal. I see that other people are ignoring them, mostly only they using for them like later on during the vision, getting some heals, some team fights taking place there, some speed for the same scouts or for the fiends. There is multiple uses for that, but the people are still, well, the people I have played against are still shy on them mostly. Some are using, yes. There are already some more mechanics coming into play. For example, if you have gone to Magmadon as Infernal, you know that you can stampede that into Gaunt line or into Exo line, and it's gonna bring you some great success in team fights. Seen the imps used as Banes, but not for drops. Seen Gaunt drops, seen Atlas drops. Actually Atlas, which is siege tank kind of ish unit for human vanguard, it can be picked as siege unit, I believe, and it can shoot straight up, so it can be microed like heck. So that's also a thing that I experienced. So in my personal experience, game is going, it's fine, it's grindable, it's playable at the moment, right? It's still in beta and whatever. I didn't see any errors during the game, maybe a few bugs here and there which were like once a time appearance, but those will most likely be scratched out, so that's not a problem. Other than that, I would say yes, everything's pretty much fine. Game is like a game, right? It's RTS. I saw the people shouting about, oh, everyone's building the same unit, same everything. Well, that's pretty much StarCraft 2 for you, my friend. You play ZVZ, right? You respect that you will have to start with a Ling Bane. It's not like immediately somebody's gonna rush ultras and he wins by that, right? I don't know, like mix of units more than those two units, which is Ling and Bane, right? Yeah, like some Roaches, Ravagers, Hydras, I don't know, Mutas, Corruptors. Like, yes, maybe that's for like Protoss, right? Making the ball, but that's a mid-game or late-game stuff. It's not like early-game stuff. And here we have pretty much the same time length as in StarCraft 2, same kind of thing. Yeah, and that's leading me to one thing that, yes, okay, we have like the same unit massing up against each other, but that's the start of every RTS. In the same time, game feels chill, game feels slow, but that slowness is because we are have not explored the maximum, the best actual action for the certain point of time. Yeah, not yet. There is not yet build for it, or whatever you need to execute, where the timing thing is like you are doing this now, this next, and then that's when you go attack, right? There is no such thing yet. Well, at least I believe so. Maybe those who have like tested alpha or something like that, and those who are like top 20 probably has like 5 of each things in their list, so that's fine. But for us amateurs, the newcomers, I believe it's not a big thing. Then again, yes, game feels slow, but also the fights feel slow, but in those fights you can manage to actually micro your units. As if StarCraft 2, you are running with your infestors in your Vipers or whatever. If you use all army hotkey and you just run towards the fight, most likely you will lose those casters before you even manage to click any button, because your action per minute needs to be like super high. Here, on the other hand, you can actually still start to manage, well, if you train it better, probably you can manage it whatever, right? And there also, probably if you have some better opponents, you can also have in the team fight, it might be more problematic for you to manage to click all the caster buttons and everything. But still, you can start already do that thing, which in my mind gives like more opportunities for wider sorts of players to actually use those abilities, micro those fights better, micro those units, and use those units better to their maximum ability before like becoming like already like professionals or something like that, right? Well, technically you can do that in StarCraft 2 too, but eventually when you learn that you already are like in like a certain point of thing, I don't know, like Diamond 3, Diamond 2, Diamond 1, maybe even Masters, right? Not like below that, or maybe if you are below that, then you know one mechanic and that's the mechanic which you are working for. It's not like 2 or 3 of them at the same time or next to each other as a comp. So yeah, that's about that. So my personal feeling, yes, game is playable. So once again, we have to keep in mind the fact that the game is being developed at the moment. It's still in its testing stage, it's still development stage, I believe is the right term. There will be the third faction some moment, there will be more stuff, there will be changes. I believe until this moment there have already been patches and changes. If we remind ourselves how we saw the game before like a month or 2 months, when the first videos appeared in YouTube from the developer team, some things were presented already different than they are at the moment, and there are more new units and more things coming in, and it's still not released yet. So there is more wider things that will come adjusted to it. And then again, this game, the Stormgate, same as Zero Space, same as pretty much everyone who is providing RTS now or trying to make one, it has the opportunity to take the best out of previous best games, and this team definitely has StarCraft 1, StarCraft 2, Warcraft 3, Command and Conquer, I don't know, probably some other games in the back of them, so they are just dropping all of them in a pot and then picking the cherries out, which is the best part of that, and trying to implement that into this game. And then after that point they will just attach all the newest, freshest bells and whistles and tech things, right? So that's rollback, new Unreal Engine, new whatever things, right? All of that just in one package. So the question is, will the game will be playable? Yes. Is it playable? Yes. Will everyone play it? Yes. Well, obviously, if you want to have opinion, you have to play it, right? Plus, it will be free to play. Will everyone like it? I don't know. It's depending on taste, right? It's already somebody shouting, it's a ripoff. Well, yes, kind of. Because everyone's a ripoff, like especially nowadays when everything already has been thought of. So the complete originality seems either totally absurd, like in both ends, right? Either it's like, well, I have seen that 1,000 times in different versions, whatever, or it's something completely mind-boggling, right? Because other things in the middle have already been thought. So as I said, the development team can pick the cherries from the previous games and try to unify into their own vision and own realization in the RTS field, which I believe is what they are doing. And plus they are working very closely with community, which, oh boy, has done so much job for them. The wishlist improvement just last day, if I'm not wrong, the actions everywhere, just that link of wishlist was everywhere. I believe everyone did that who are actually expecting that game. Obviously that's the community itself. What else was there? Obviously the play, I don't know what happened. I believe there was a server smash now yesterday, Thursday that is, where as much players were expected. So I want to see what numbers were there, also how many did that, how many people actually streamed during the Steam Next Fest. Everywhere, pretty much everyone I know. I think everyone I know touched to that game for a certain period of time. Some for hours, some for a few hours, some for whole week, right? It's different, right? So yeah, I guess from the others, well, they are waiting for the game. We are waiting what will come out at the end, and then people will be able to do their own judgment and check if that fits their taste. So game is playable, game is grindable, because there is already some sort of action, there is already some sort of counter units, yeah, so one unit counters the other unit counters the other, and so there is already some builds, tactics and that sort of thing happening, and we are able to realize that, well, if we play long enough. Saying any super big conclusion after 1 hour, or getting whole game into your own fingers, mind and everything else in 1 hour is pretty much impossible. It takes longer than that. So the longer we play, the better we can actually say if the game has a go. So after a 10-hour game time, which I have under my belt, I say yes, game is playable at the moment. How it will look at the end, I don't know, because it can change so much, right? But for now, yes, it's grindable, yes, it's fun, yes, there is some sort of interaction, some sort of strategies. There is already people who have carried everything on from the previous run. Some people blaming there is Smurfs, there are cheaters, there are I don't know what else. Pretty much everything is already there. Although in my option I think I didn't meet any, or maybe I did meet any, I just didn't see that coming and I didn't pay much attention because I'm just so used to grinding StarCraft 2 ladder that it's not a biggie. So it's very hard to suffice people who are like new to this RTS experience and who are not willing to be, they want to blame something, right? And games like StarCraft 2 is like, if you play that game like 1 versus 1, then if you lose, then only person who was guilty for that is you. And if you have a hard time blaming your own, like admitting your own mistakes and your own faults and living with it, then most likely these kind of games will not be for you. And so is pretty much the Stormgate. Okay, there is co-op, there is AI. I didn't try the single player AI or whatever. I was interested in 1v1 ranked. Probably I would like to have more content out of the more campaigns, more everything, and then we can think about playing those and trying maybe to find like free co-op. Although I'm very like introvert person, so I will have probably hard time finding like 3-man co-op, so I will go through the campaign single mode and keep grinding the 1v1. But it's grindable, it's thing. Okay, I don't know about the point system yet, but they already have that, yeah, right? Also, how much they are already pleasing the community. There is point system, there is leagues, there is replays. Well, they just need some more things, although I don't believe that that's the sole focus they should be going to, because they should be going for third faction, implementing new units and everything. So they are working all sides and working hard. I respect them for that, and that's the game we are waiting out. So yeah, if you have some ideas, some other things I missed, or some other questions out of my experience or whatever, you can comment that down below in the YouTubes where this is landing. And yeah, other than that, enjoy the weekend of Katowice, because Katowice has the Intel Extreme Masters right now for StarCraft 2 pro players going on. There are 3 streams most likely going on already today, yeah, Thursday and tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday, so everything. This will most likely going up, I know it's Thursday, but yesterday, today is Friday, right? Yeah, so this will most likely go up the Saturday, so I will not manage to create anything faster. So yeah, have a nice Saturday and Sunday, and whenever you watch this, also I hope this information were useful about somebody's experience about the whole Soul game. I wanted to watch a replay in behind, but then I thought I will not be able to like focus on both things since I'm new to this thing. And yeah, there are more videos coming up from StarCraft 2 side, and I will keep streaming StarCraft 2, pretty much keep grinding until I can get my hands on better computer that can actually make this video game, the Stormgate, that is visually at the maximum point, streamable and everything else, and it's not like for boiling water or whatever, because my GPU is just 8 years old, boiling hot. So yeah, other than that, thanks for watching. Leave a like if you like this one. Very much appreciate if you press subscribe, if you press follow, whatever you do is a fantastic thing for me, so it just allows me to keep going and keep getting to new things and trying to get to new things and provide more content for you. So yeah, have a nice day in general, and I see probably somewhere on the streams, right? Other than that, here. Yeah, bye.